Melita says, I often have a clear picture of a goal and I go straight for it, putting in right effort and energy. However, I can also hold back on aiming for what I really want because I feel I don't have a right to aim so high. Any insights would be greatly appreciated. Absolutely. And again, common. What's the number one rule of personal growth? You will never rise above the opinion of yourself. And the challenge is a concept that Bashir, anyone know Bashar? Anyone know Bashar? Channeled by Darren Anker, and it's a very smart, non-physical extraterrestrial being that comes through from a high level of perspective and uses Tao as kind of a biological radio, just like Abraham does with Esther. But Bashar uses the concept of what he calls permission slips. And it's a beautiful way to phrase what I'm about to share. See, you were born abundant. You were born with no psychological fears. And instead, we grew a load of plaque around the tooth, right? There's a load of tartar that's like, clogging up this beautiful bright enamel. And so, and we don't brush very often. So what the concept of permission slips taps into is giving yourself permission to have what it is that you want. And I'm going to give a distinction based on the answer to the last question. You've got intellect, you've got being. We're okay with that. Yeah, you've got living from your head, trying to figure stuff out, and you've got living from your heart, experiencing life. Cut it simple. So what you say you want with the intellect is one thing. What you allow yourself permission to have with the heart, with being, is another. And there is always a disparity because logically, you want more. Logically, you say, I deserve more money. Logically, you say that, well, of course, if they can do it, I can do it. But logic isn't what the universe is listening to. The universe listens to being. It listens to who you are, not your self-talk, not your affirmations. The reason affirmations work is if you emotionalize them enough, where you're now conditioning your inner permission slip to expand your comfort zone a little. So most of us feel undeserving of the goals that we set. How do I know that? By the definition of them being goals you set means you don't currently have them. So if you're setting a goal, you're going after something you don't have, which means up to this point, you've never given yourself permission to have it. Which is why most people fall short, or they set small enough goals that they think they can achieve. This is part of the root of self-sabotage, procrastination, trying to set you up away from failing, but it has its roots in undeserving. So rather than work harder at trying to battle in by me, this is where through me, what does through me do? Through me works with life to allow, listen to the word, allow your goals to realize themselves with you simply putting one foot in front of the other, doing what you need to do. In by me, you've got to hunt them down. And it's struggle and it's effort. And we've been taught that in order to get the goal, we've got to be worthy. We've got to go and get out there and swing the bat and all of that kind of stuff. But you will only rise above, you'll never rise above the opinion of yourself. So when it comes to you don't feel you have the right to aim so high, what is that? Is it a reality in terms of, I'm not talking about the result. The result's a reality because you don't have what it is that you're refusing to aim high for. But is it the reality that you were born less abundant as a soul than somebody else? No, of course not. You learnt limitation. You learnt undeserving. And it happens to all of us based upon the model of how we operate in Earth School. Our parents were dealing with the same crap based on their parents. Ad infinitum, turtles all the way down. So when you realize that if I'm struggling because I don't believe I'm worthy of X, what do? This is the whole concept with teaching EMF of a DCA or a definite chief aim. You want a goal that excites you, because if it excites you, it's talking to your heart, not your mind. But it needs to be within the believability factor. And this is why you can inch away. And it's actually exponential curve, but it's hard for people to grasp that at this level, right? But if you are a 50,000, we'll pick a money figure, which I don't like doing because the heart doesn't understand money, right? If you want to set monetary goals, get excited about what you're going to do with the money, because then the heart can buy into that. But the heart can never buy into numbers on a page that represent only in the mind of a human some concept that we've invented called money, right? So you can get the mind to buy in, I want $1 million, but the heart says, what the hell is $1 million? Right? If you say, I want $1 million because I want to get that house, right? And that's going to be an amazing home for my family, and I'm going to feel so amazing in that home. You can make the $1 million, but make the feeling part about the house. So if you say, okay, I'm a $50,000 person and I want to be a $100,000 person, just for the sake of example, right? For some people, that's way too much of a jump. Not for the left brain. The left brain says, of course I want 100 grand because, but you look at lottery winners. What's the classic pattern? We all know it, regardless of country. You get a lottery winner that wins, and I'm not talking about 100 million, right? Because it's very hard to get rid of that, even though they try. But 5 years after they win the lottery, most lottery winners that win anywhere from 1 to 5 million are broke. Now, part of that is they don't understand money, but part of that is they have to get back to what their sense of worth is. Some of you walk into aspirational stuff or see jewelry in the shop window, or look at a nice car, and you don't feel as if you have permission. Sorry, as you were, I'll rephrase that. You haven't given yourself permission to have it. Nobody feel what I just said? You want to cure self-sabotage? You want to up your game? You want to really make a difference or a shift in your life? Work on your permission slips. What has to happen for me to give myself permission to actually know that I deserve it? Because then it's not about the goal, is it? See, you were born abundant. Using a flotation analogy, you were born a cork to float on top of the ocean. But if you've been chained to some lead weights, i.e., beliefs that you're not good enough, beliefs that I don't deserve it, you're still trying to struggle to get to the ocean, to the surface, to take a breath. If you focus on letting go of the lead weights, the rest will take care of itself.